Hello, and welcome to Technocracy Zero Sum. I'm very excited to be here. We're nearing the end, and it could all end tonight if they make particular choices. So it's very exciting. So I'm Jen. I'm your storyteller for this evening. I use she, her pronouns, and let's meet the cast, starting with Kelly.
Hey everybody, I'm Kelly. I use he and him, and so does Nolan Westcroft, or George, or whatever his name is. My former NWO agent turned void engineer turned potentially NWO agent again. Who knows what evil lurks in the heart of Nolan? I'm very excited to be here. Mwahaha.
Mwahaha, excellent.
Zoinks.
And moving on to Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'm playing Sophia Smith, our progenitor pharmacopoeia damage control member. Yeah.
Indeed.
I feel like Nolan is just like, he's made himself an NWO sandwich.
Yeah.
Giggity?
That's about it. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, and moving on to Amy.
I think the other way of describing that is a black suit sandwich.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm Amy. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. I am playing Heather Anderson. Yes, that's right. Okay. The Void Engineer of the Earth Frontier Division. And this is fine. This is totally fine.
It's totally fine. Also, just thinking of Nolan's NWO sandwich was the meme I posted, which was like the two halves of Nolan's brain, which was, the VE psychologist being like, I got you, brother. And then the NWO being like, no.
No, you don't, with the 2x4.
Yeah. And last of our regular cast is Robin.
Hi, hello, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns. And tonight I am playing Tegan Warner, new mom, I guess, to many different clones of herself now. I guess Tegan's a mother or
sibling.
Big sister, sibling. Anyways, she is an Iteration X biomechanic, but yeah, I'm in Autocthonia with some friends and also a new friend too I met.
And our special guest for last episode and this episode, you actually get to really introduce yourself now. Hi, Traz.
Oh, hi, I am Traz. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing the new friend. I am playing Zero, the virtual adept.
Every time.
I can't take that one seriously. I'm going to be laughing if we get in a fight with you or something. I don't know.
That's the point. It's such a good time. But yeah, thanks for committing to 2 games, Traz, and all the schedule swaps that we've had to do. If they're still on Autocthonia next time, Zero will just mysteriously be elsewhere. Because that's what Zero do.
We'll throw him into Planescape.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, really glad I got you into Mage, and it's been fun. So thank you for being here. Yeah, questions, concerns, probably many concerns. I have some.
I have no concerns.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be fine. What are you talking about? I'm good to go.
Concerned will run out of
Enjoy an army of Tegans with black jackets on.
I mean, concerned with what's going on with Fentanyl, but also feeling pretty good about it because I shanked those bitches real hard.
This is true.
I think Sophia feels like, okay, it's not that bad. I can deal with this. It was just it was scary, but most legends are. But apparently in real life, they're kind of pussies.
Fair, yeah.
Actually, one reminder, but because it's been a little bit, I have an effect held up that anybody who drank my coffee is at -3 conditioning.
Yep, which I've already marked down. I have their numbers, don't worry.
And Tegan has a +4 mind shield up.
Yes.
And that is still up.
+4 ward.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
gave 2 pieces of task to Sophia at some point.
Yeah.
And also my brain is very swollen right now. My brain's
I'm
swole.
pretty sure I used one piece to
One
have
piece.
enough to like do something.
Yeah, you were
I still have one
trying to
point
heal
of print
Egg.
on my sheet. So I think
And
I took it and kept the quint 1 point on my sheet, but did the other point to spend in the
Mhm.
moment.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have a
Yeah, 'cause you-
co-location effect up on the
Mhm.
ship.
Right. Yeah.
And
With
I have a big
co-location
fuck off
effect up?
energy gun, but I
Hmm.
don't remember what it was called because I didn't write it down.
Denzel.
Fair. Okay.
Denzel
Well,
the plasma cell.
Luckily, I mean, there might be fighting tonight, but chances are it's going to be more RP. We'll see what happens. Again, choices. There are so many choices that you could make, and I had to plan for all of them. And you'll probably choose the ones I didn't plan for, as is the normal
Naturally.
case.
As is the custom of our
that's
people.
The custom of our people, for sure. But before we get into it, let me remind you what happened. Let me actually bring up the notes from last game, so I have better thoughts here. Okay. Yeah, so Tegan, you appeared on Autocthonia after, or in the middle of that fight in the Spirit Wilds, and you were welcomed home, and it was great. All was well. Right? You also met Zero.
Totally
So-
fine. Totally fine.
Totally fine. And me looking at the notes I had for last game and realizing that I didn't actually write a lot of things that I was planning on doing, and it was mostly bullshit. So I'm just like, what happened? But the rest of you were heading towards Autocthonia and eventually got contacted by Bite, really, who contacted Kibo, who brought Bite over to Heather in all of Bite's glory. I love Bite so much. And you talked to Zero, and Zero directed you to an area that the ship could land. But before you did, Sophia found Mateo in complete disarray and panicking over the death of Elena, a werewolf that had been completely eviscerated in the lab. Sophia, you brought Nolan over, and Nolan, you wanted to make sure he was telling the truth. And as far as you can tell, he was. He believed he was telling the truth. And then I believe you sent Mateo just kind of to, maybe not like didn't send him to his room, but kind of was like, you should go rest.
I think that's the strategy
And
we
then the ship
used.
was going to land. Yeah. Tegan, in the meanwhile, went with Zero and found her way up a very, very tall tower on the surface of this geometric ball in space, the tower being very out of place. But you found your way to the top, and there discovered that when you had gotten scanned, when you first arrived, now there were a bunch of clones of you just being produced. And so you and Zero went to try and turn off the clones and did some hacking rolls, and I have those results. So I have what's going to happen there. And yeah. You also had a chat with the crew at one point to be like, I'm alive. Hi.
I think I
So-
also warned them that there's clones of me about.
Oh yeah, you did. And then
Yep.
Zero did a co-location to go talk to to go meet the folks coming in on the ship and make sure that they could get somewhere safe.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the ship is landing, and Zero has promised that this is a safe location to leave the ship. It's shielded somehow, whether that's his doing or just it's a spot that he knows the ship can land. You're not sure, you haven't asked yet. What are you all doing on the ship before you disembark?
That Heather is going to essentially put the ship in, like, effectively putting in the parking brake and making sure it's secured.
Cool. Yep.
Possibly booby trapping it on the way out a little bit.
Sophia is going to stock herself up with all her crap.
Cool. Okay. You can do that. Nolan.
Nolan's gonna grab his the rest of his equipment from the bottom of his suitcase from the secret compartment, including his matching tie for his suit, and also a pair of something he's going to tuck into his pants, and a couple of props just in case.
Okay.
Heather's also going to be rummaging through her like equipment, just to make sure she's got essentially her full toolkit, just in case, you know, there's probably equipment here to dismantle or fix. And we'll probably knock over something that she'd forgotten she'd picked up. Like a little weird compact scanner just like clunks out of a bag. I think she's going to look at it.
It's the scanner you found on a scanner thing you found on the Copernicus research station many episodes ago.
Not entirely sure what it does, I don't think. So she's just going to shove that in her pocket, onto one of the clips on her belt thing, and it'll probably come in handy.
I think.
Okay.
Sophia, while loading up, I feel like I would stop and think for a moment and go, let's infuse those knives with Prime before getting in a fight, potentially, just in case.
Absolutely, you can do that.
So I would like to take a few minutes to do that.
Sure.
To hopefully last for, I guess, the scene or the period that we're going to be in there, roughly. So she's probably expecting about a day's worth of time.
Fair,
roughly.
Yeah. So,
and then she can always try and reset from there.
Yeah, so you can go for turn. Oh dear. Like, what's that? 4 successes in terms of duration. 1 for like your base level, and then 3 more to pump it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will happily. Can I spend a willpower to auto?
Yep. Get an auto success. Absolutely. You're going to be, what's that? Difficulty 5.
Sure.
I heard that.
I'm sorry. I've been really stressed the last few days.
Okay. That is 4 on the dice. So I got a 10.
Perfect.
And I re-rolled.
Cool. So yeah, you've got prime knives for like the day, basically, or whatever the next one up from scene/hour is, basically the rest of this game, and probably if there's another one after this, the next game.
Sweet. Sounds great. That's what I wanted.
And it'll be a 2, like a +2 ag damage knife. There we go. So when you end up doing damage, you'll be rolling 2 extra dice or something like that.
Cool.
I'm trying to remember how damage actually works with knives, because I can remember guns. But
Knives are normally +1, short swords are +2, or machetes are +2.
Cool. It will be a +2 knife though, so
nice.
Because of I'm giving that for your extra success there.
Woohoo!
And because it's technocratic equipment, so you know.
She's gonna put like 1 up her sleeve and 1 down a boot.
Sounds good. So just remember that you have that effect up for any additional effects you want to do. Just like, because after 2 effects, maintaining, then it's more difficult. And I don't keep track of all the effects you guys have up. So, cool. Is anybody, like, are you taking Mateo with you? Or are you just letting him rest, or, anything like that?
Feel like we should
Just kind of
take him with us.
let.
Because out of sight means more shit will happen. Everything bad keeps happening when he's out of our sight. Something keeps happening. And Robin just, like, hit the nail on the head in the chat with, oh yeah, Mateo just leaves us stranded or something. Just fucks off. Leaves us behind. So I feel like we need to keep him with us so we can keep an eye on him, because I'm wondering what the hell's up with him. Because I feel like something's going on. And he did do some weird glowy shit.
That's true.
Fair.
So he's sus.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, he's in his room, so if you want to go request that he come with, you can.
Yeah, probably. I think Sophia will head over then and just be like, hey, we got there. Just in case this all goes to shit, you want to come with us?
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Good safety in numbers instead of here by yourself where you could then get ambushed.
Yeah, I really would rather not be alone right now, so thank you. And he will come with you. You will go to disembark the ship, and you're in kind of a hangar area. And it looks like one of those sci-fi areas where it's an abandoned base. So stuff looks like they were in the middle of work and then just fucked off somehow or some way. But it at least reassures you that this probably is a hangar that isn't maintained or visited, at least at this point. And you see the form of Zero as you saw him on the call originally, just kind of standing near one of the doors.
Do you think that's really him, or what?
Well, if it's not him, it's probably a clone.
Is that supposed to be comforting, or?
It'll probably still give us know the directions.
Oh yeah, fair.
Are evil clones a thing?
Oh yeah.
What makes them evil, though?
Evil.
If they're a clone, wouldn't it just be the same?
Honestly.
Is it they themselves are evil? Or is it their existence is evil?
I mean, I feel that if we're talking about, evil is, I guess it's relative.
I was thinking more in the line of like they
my
are
relatives are
themselves
kind of evil.
doing evil things, which I suppose is relative in that things that I don't like happening to me, I would consider to be evil.
I mean, technically, I'm one of your relatives right now, sort of, kind of. I'm not
sort of.
I'm not evil.
Sorry, the other relatives. My other relatives are not great.
That's okay. Do I
You have some not great relatives now.
Do I have to come over for like Thanksgiving now? Ooh, what sides do I have to bring?
I mean, if you want to.
If I want to bring sides, or if I want to come over for Thanksgiving, because I got to be honest, I make a really good deviled egg, but they're usually like dyed green. They're for, Halloween deviled eggs.
And ham.
Yeah, I guess it could work for Easter too, but.
Or if you just like Dr. Seuss.
Love Dr. Seuss. He's, you know, he wasn't actually a doctor, but I don't think we should hold that against him.
I thought he had a literary doctorate. Is that not the case?
I thought that he got a doctor. I thought he got an honorary doctorate afterwards.
Oh, well, in either case, I think it's still fine.
Is it
I
still
think
fine?
Heather's walking over as they're talking.
Hey, are you the real Zero, or are you an evil fake?
Straight to the point, I see. An evil fake.
Will you just talk like that? That wasn't just a filter for the chat.
Hashtag no filter.
Oh, I thought it was something from the call that he had, but sure, okay, that's different.
You're asking if my real body's here. It is not.
Sophia's just going to lean forward to
Oh.
Heather and kind of whisper, "Are we in the chat?
No,
Are you sure?"
maybe?
Wait, so you're not are you not actually here?
No,
So
this
he
is
is
a
a fake.
projection.
So he is a fake.
Oh, so
Just not evil.
okay. Well, that's comforting. You know, 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Well, who's your friend? I don't recall seeing this fourth one.
Oh, this is Mateo. He's super powered and pretty dope. So oh,
Am I?
sort of. I mean, you can kind of do all sorts of weird stuff, can't you? Like you're part like superhuman?
Maybe, I guess.
I mean, you're part alien now. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's like, you know, Superman's part alien, so, or all alien, I guess. So.
That's fair.
You're like part Superman.
Yeah, Superman's all alien.
Yeah, so, I mean, being half Superman, that's, you know, pretty good.
Okay, fair. Hi, I'm Mateo. I'm part Superman.
See, he's part Superman.
I named Zero.
He's not part Superman.
He's
Well-
part hologram.
I don't know a superhero who's a hologram. Green Lantern?
Eh.
Wasn't Ryan Reynolds a hologram?
No, we don't talk about that.
Okay.
Mm.
No. Oh, the doctor from Star Trek Voyager.
There we go.
Arguably sort of a hero.
I think there was one episode where he was like the only one who was able to do anything.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
yeah.
I really need to catch up on Star Trek. I watched Deep Space Nine and then did I actually go to college? I mean, I went to college. I mean,
I think if you remember going to college, it counts.
I remember a lot of college.
I also think it counts if you forget college.
Okay.
If you paid for college, I'm pretty sure it counts.
Oh, I'm still paying.
Yeah,
Then
so
it counts.
It counts.
Pretty sure I have the NWO's GI Bill to thank for that.
Gastrointestinal?
General in this government. What does GI Bill stand for? General.
What now? We're here. What?
Right, where's
I'm going
Tegan?
to take you someplace safe because I don't know where that army of Tegans currently is.
Are we sure army is the right collective noun we want?
Wait, how many Tegans are there?
We didn't get a good look. We don't know. Tegan was scanned right when she entered Autocthonia, and we don't know how many clones of her they have made since then.
Wait, do they all have her mind?
They're all controlled by Mother.
Her
That
mother?
doesn't sound good.
I think she might have evil relatives too.
Oh, Apparently. Wait, if they're all controlled by her
She
mother.
inherited an evil. She inherited an evil relative, and she became an iteration, unfortunately.
So how many?
That's okay, fair.
Okay, so we just got to get our Tegan back.
How do we know which one's her?
I mean, if the others are
The real
evil.
Tegan is with me. The other projection of me.
Oh,
Oh, so she's got you as well.
wait, why can't you just? I mean, if you're co-locating right now, I thought that you could. Can't you just teleport her here? Then we can get the hell out of here.
Currently in the process of gathering information that is essential for what we need.
And that we just need a Tegan.
That takes time. No, she's working on getting the information. That is my other self.
Can you bring us to Tegan then?
Our
I'll bring
Tegan
Tegan to you, but let's get someplace safer first. There's an office we can go to that looks like they based it off one of those employee appreciation parties companies like to throw.
Who was
Don't
their
ever go
part?
there.
Pizza?
Probably not.
Did we go on this entire mission just to go to a pizza party? Seriously, management will do anything to prevent us from getting a raise.
You're not wrong.
You're not even a technocrat. You don't get it. It's rough, man. Cost of living.
There's a strategy to that. You just stop living. Then you stop having to pay money. So,
Not wrong?
I've known enough
legally,
vampires.
anyway.
I've known enough vampires to know that that's not always the case. Sorry.
Well, I was thinking legally dead.
I thought
Oh, you obtain your money legally.
post-sanguinary entities, I guess we should say. Cool. Great. That sounds wonderful. Can we, I guess let's go to the pizza party.
All right, follow me.
Suit used
And
to
you all
be
head
long.
off towards this safe place that Zero is going to take you. But we're going to look in on Tegan and the other Zero for a little while first. Tegan, you and Zero have been working on hacking into this computer that's here, spitting out, well, this workshop that's linked to this computer. The workshop is spitting out clones of you. And you did a bunch of rolls last time. And so your first, and Zero was helping, so your first course of action is that you managed to stop the clones.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay!
So production eventually stops. You manage to stop on the computer, it spits out a couple more, they were in the queue.
Yeah.
They were in the print queue.
They were in the printer queue.
Yep. And then those ones end up leaving, and as the rest of them have, so you're not in a room filled with clones of yourself. But
Is the
You are here
tone
now.
getting low on that? I feel like my hair color is a bit lighter on that one. Maybe just my eyes.
there's a low ink warning.
Specifically for cyan or whichever one it is, it's always low.
Yeah.
Just as a weird side note, my printer, it was like, you have no blue ink. So then it decided to print something entirely in blue. And I was like, why? It was supposed to be printing in
Wait, what?
grayscale, and it just came out blue.
That makes sense.
Right? Yeah.
You got it
my
wrong.
weird-
It was saying it's about to be out of blue ink.
I'm about
because
to
it's
make
gonna print
it.
blue. Yeah, right? My weird version of Paradox. Anyway.
I'm going to make this printer so out of ink.
And Tegan, you do realize that this isn't the heart of control. This is the top floor, but it's more of a workshop rather than like where, you know, you consider Mother coming from. And Zero is helping you with this and starts looking up information. This is what Zero has come here for. Was additional information. And on your second roll, you accidentally lock part of the terminal because you botched.
Yep. I remember that. I remember that part.
Yep. But you keep going, and you are still able, both of you, to access other parts of this system, just not. You can't actually access the clone part anymore, which luckily was the only place you managed to lock you out of, because since Zero was helping you, you botched, but Zero did not.
Yeah.
But I'd like both of you to give me a perception check, difficulty of 7, and that's with your computer aptitude.
All right, so what would you want to do? Perception and just perception?
Perception and either alertness or awareness, but same difficulty. I'll just give you different information.
Okay. Do sharp senses apply?
Not for this.
Sounds good.
That's 7.
Difficulty 7.
Why did I roll ones? Why did I roll so many ones? That's a fail. That is a fail for Tegan. Good start.
That's one success. For alertness.
Cool. Yeah, Tegan, you're mostly watching Zero like get information from the system. Half of it you're not even sure what Zero's looking for or accessing. But Zero, you find a control panel hidden in what looks like a file that shouldn't have this dashboard that pops up when you open it. Shouldn't have had that, but it does. And you think that this control panel will maybe access a different part of this tower? Part that you didn't necessarily know existed. You haven't made it this far before.
I would like to try to hack in.
Please do. We're going to call that difficulty of 6, and that's with your computer aptitude.
What am I rolling?
What is it? Wits and computers or something like that? I think that makes the most sense. Or give me an argument for something else, but I think wits and computers works.
Yeah, wits and computers work. And would programming apply?
Not for this.
Okay. Any successes?
How many, sorry?
3.
Cool. Yeah, you hack into it, and are you looking for what it opens first, or are you just trying to open whatever it opens?
I'd like to know what it opens just in case I don't know what I trigger.
Fair. It looks like it opens a hidden door in this room off to like another potentially secret room. It doesn't look like there's any other way to access that room.
Ooh, let's open the door.
Excellent. You open the door. It slides open. It's kind of in the back, and it takes you a moment to really spot it. But it opens, and it looks like it opens to some sort of boardroom.
Whoa. Did you do that?
I did. Seems like this tower has more secrets than I originally thought.
Boy, it's more and more I'm feeling like they're really going for that evil villain vibe with the secret doors and shit. Really are going.
Not secret anymore.
Well, no, it's not. Let's go see what's in that boardroom.
Okay. You head towards the boardroom, and when you enter, you get this sense that there is some real power here. And a buzzing sound happens, and then there's like a hologram that appears sitting in one of the chairs at the end of the table is a young girl. You don't recognize her, but she blinks and looks at you. Who are you?
Who are you?
I asked first.
I'm older than you?
That doesn't mean you deserve my respect.
I go by Zero, and they're gonna summon Bite. This guy just sits on his shoulder, and this is Bite.
Oh, cool avatar.
Who might you be?
All right. Well, if you're going to be stubborn, then
I'm
I'll just stop.
Tegan.
Thank you. My name's Glitch.
Glitch.
Well, my internet handle anyway. It's the name I go by.
Nice to meet you, Glitch. You hang out in secret boardrooms very often?
Not really. I got kind of stuck here a long time ago.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, maybe not here, but like this room anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of like him where you're projecting yourself from a location?
Oh, no. No, I was here during a really bad point in time. I don't like talking about it much, but I was trying to save the world or something, and it didn't work, I think. At least not.
I mean, the world's intact back home, I guess, depending, I guess. Are you from Earth?
Originally, yeah.
Okay.
When, I think, is the big question.
I'm just gonna willing to bet that shit happened around 2000?
Around there. A little later, but yeah, about that.
Yeah, it's
There was, a lot going on. Though from what I can tell, it might not have happened in your universe the same way. I'm not sure. Time is weird. I'm pretty sure there's multiple dimensions and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So.
Great. So we have the potential to stop an apocalyptic event that you might have experienced?
What year is it for you?
2024.
If it hasn't happened yet, it might not happen, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe you might be able to stop something. I would warn you about trying to use this room like that, though. It's hard. It's really hard. But it did let me talk to the technocrats before it just kind of incorporated me into it.
You talked to the technocrats? When?
This is like their control room.
Yeah.
So it gives controls or commands or whatever you want to call it. Or at least it used to. Now it only really does it with the ones who are from around here.
The iterations.
Well, not just them, but the other ones that aren't from Earth anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're called, but the computer, mother and the computer here just kind of call them the Technocracy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. But, so, you wouldn't suggest trying to use the control room, but it's not broken?
I'm not suggesting it. I'm just saying that there's a real risk if you try to use it. But you could try if you wanted. Like, you just have to sit down and basically connect with this. I didn't understand it then, and I still don't understand it now. And everything's kind of changed a little. The room didn't look like this when I was here last. As a real person.
Okay.
Hypothetically, what would happen if we short circuit the room?
Yeah.
Tegan's gonna sit down.
Okay. Tegan's gonna sit down. Great.
No.
Here's how this is gonna work. If you would like to, I'm gonna call it adjust any instructions that Threatenol has been given. It's going to be a willpower roll of difficulty 8. If you fail the willpower roll, you lose a point of permanent willpower.
Ooh.
Yep.
I like it.
So, and each kind of like, it's kind of each like command or thing you try to change, gets or is a roll. So keep that in mind as you're thinking of what Tegan's gonna do. But you sit down and you feel this sudden connection to all of Threatnal. And I'm going to need a willpower roll first, because you've now connected to Threatnal. You do, however, have a level 4 mind shield.
Yep, it's true.
Which is going to help.
Yep.
But you are going to be rolling at a... how did I decide I was going to do this? Yes. You're going to roll at a difficulty of 6 for this.
Yep.
But you need a certain number of successes to circumvent the sudden pressure to conform that you're feeling. However, the level 4 mind shield is going to help, so you only need 3 successes on this.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have 3 willpower.
If you botch, bad things are going to happen. If you fail, you can try to like hold on and do it again.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, don't botch. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Dice.
Yeah.
Got it. No botching. I have 3 willpower, so I'm not spending willpower because then we're losing willpower. All right, let's go. 3 days.
The moment something bad happens, Zero has an action he wants to take.
3 successes. 9, 9, 8.
Sweet. You feel that connection, and then you feel Nolan's presence flare up and block your brain off from everything that is pressing in on you.
Damn.
Oh, thanks, Nolan, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I just walked over my grave.
Yeah, Zero is just like, you have connected to Control, to Mother even. What would you like to do?
Okay. Can I get a sense of what orders Threatnal has on it right now?
Absolutely. Threatnal's orders are to protect Earth, and they have interpreted that in such a way that it is they have decided to develop ways of infiltrating Earth so they can protect it better. And they are protecting it from, right now, a specific threat that has cropped up that they don't really have a name for, but there is like a threat outside of Earth that they are trying to protect Earth from. But that is the gist of the order, is protect Earth. So they are, they've been working with the Kulorvia to try and infiltrate Earth and therefore protect it better than the technocracy that's there, because those are the interlopers and they are the true technocracy, and they are the ones who are better suited to protect Earth.
Okay. I think Tegan's going to try and tell them to observe Earth instead of protect.
Okay. Are you putting any additional specifics in there? Or are you just trying to ship that one order? Okay.
I think, like, retreat
Mhm.
and observe. No
Okay.
no infiltration. Just basically kind of like retreat and observe.
Okay. Give me that difficulty 8 willpower roll. And spend a point of never mind the spending. Give me a difficulty 8 willpower roll and don't fail.
Okay, don't fail. Don't fail. Don't fail. All right, you dice. Okay. 1-8. 1-8. There was a 2 and a 5 in there too. Like,
Okay. You send out that command, that shift in priorities. And you feel resistance from them. And so, if you would like, you can either roll again or spend a point of willpower to enforce that order. Not a permanent one, just a temp, but like throw your will into it to push down on them.
yes, I will throw a point of willpower in to push down that will.
Okay. Let me just... Well, thank goodness for that one for you. You put your will behind it. You put everything you have behind it. And you feel them yield and bend and change directive. You think it's going to take some time, but they will retreat.
Okay. Okay. I
You
did
still
it.
with us?
Yeah, so far. I think I told Threatnall to retreat. And I think they're gonna do it. And I think I forced them to. Okay.
But we'll buy sometimes to find a more permanent situation.
Yeah. Do I get the sense that the link to the control is constant to Threatnall? Like it has to be up to give them the instructions almost on like a repeated loop, or is it like a comms situation?
It's like, yeah, it doesn't have to be constantly giving them that information. We'll continue on with a particular course of action. And actually, you think that Protect Earth has been their particular course of action for a long time.
Okay. So, I think I'm got them to retreat.
Oh,
I think
well done.
I'm now wondering if we try and short circuit this control room so they don't get new instructions.
That's an idea.
Yeah. Can I disconnect from this? Tegan's gonna try and stand up.
Great. Give me a willpower roll.
That's what I thought.
No.
That's what I thought. What is my difficulty?
That'll be difficulty 8, please.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no.
Mhm.
I had 2 dice to roll. I rolled a 1 on one and a 1 on the other.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
I botched so hard.
Yep.
You failed me, Pink Dice. You failed me.
You double botched. Lose a point of permanent willpower
Uh-huh. Figured
immediately.
that. Yep.
And you I need you to make another willpower roll at by the way, the permanent point that you lose, I believe it's actually an unspent one, because you can't lose a spent one because then you won't have spent it.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
How obvious
And-
is it something's going wrong to Zero?
Zero can sense that something's going wrong. You see a look on Tegan's face.
Well, can I use some magic and go do instant offline on Tegan?
We're going to do an initiative roll so we can see who's acting first.
Oh boy. How
So
does
that's
that
your
work for me?
Your 1d10 plus your dex plus your wits. And if you have a specialty in either dex or wits that seem like it would apply to initiative, then ask. And if it works, then you get to reroll 10s.
I have nimble fingers for dex and cool head for wits.
Cool-headed would allow you to reroll 10s.
Okay. And it's just 1d10?
Yep. And then add the numbers in the rest. So
That is... That's 14.
okay.
Team got 16. If this is at all part of it, I feel like I'm not part of this.
You're part of it in a way.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
So actually I need another one for okay, well, that's fair. That would be numbers, cool. 0, yes, you can act before the next thing happens.
Well, I'm gonna look to bite who, let's say, sever her connection now. And cast instant offline.
Cool. Roll me your Arete. What's the highest sphere level in that?
Correspondence 3, the highest level. Correspondence 3 and Forces 2.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. 3. Difficulty 6, please.
I can use willpower on this, right?
You can use willpower, yeah.
Oh, I'm absolutely gonna use one. That's 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. Just going to see what resistance is. Okay. I'm going to use your something good happens to allow that to go through.
Yay.
Tegan, before Zero manages to sever that connection, you are going to lose just that last point of temporary willpower. Not permanent. It's trying to take you. And Zero manages to sever the connection, and you will pass out for a little bit because you're just going to be completely offline.
Yep, and 0 willpower. So yeah, Tegan is no skate.
Tegan slumps forward onto the table. 0, you know that you've severed her from whatever was happening. And Glitch is just staring wide-eyed. What happened to me almost happened to her. Did you do that? Did you fix it?
Yes, I bite severed the connection.
Oh, good. Good. Maybe take her somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of put my hand on Tegan, and I will, since I know where this is now, I'm going to teleport her to where I'm leading the others. Get her
Cool.
far away from here as possible.
Yeah, roll your Erte and just like don't. It's going to be
Botch.
difficulty 7, but don't botch.
Success.
Cool. You will teleport. Glitch will wave in just kind of a bye sort of way.
It's like they teleport bite stays, or you just see a hand come out in front of bites. Come here.
Cool. And you will end up where the others are, which we will find out where they are now. The rest of you. Zero has been guiding you through tunnels. You don't seem to have gone to the surface at any point. You're not seeing anyone or anything, really. Just abandoned tunnels from what you can tell.
Nice place. You think they would have...
Very the same.
you think they would have done some reno?
Yeah, they seem to be focused on Era is the place. I've spent enough time here to know where they don't like to tread.
Huh. Okay.
We should be to where we need to go soon.
You reach a room. Well, you reach a door at the end of the hall. It looks to be fairly isolated from any other room. But the door is closed, and if you try the handle, locked. Zero, you don't really have a key to this room because you've never really needed one. But now you have corporeal people with you.
Yay!
Do we need a key? Card? Password? Secret code? Magic words? Open sesame?
Are you having a haircut?
Please?
I like the open sesame idea.
Fortunately, I can't really do anything with the door. You just kind of see their hand go through it.
That's a neat trick, but not particularly helpful for us. Sophia, can we borrow your foot key?
Oh, sure. Which way does this door look like it opens?
Like if you kick it, it might just open.
All right, I will kick it.
Cool. Give me a
Guessing strength?
Yeah. Straight strength, because I'm pretty sure you can hit this door.
Okay. And I would assume that my destroyer specialty applies.
Yes, it does. And difficulty of 6, please.
Cool.
Okay, yeah.
5 dice, and I rolled 3 10s. So those rolled into
Fantastic.
7s.
You kind of lean back, kick the door, and it buckles. Now, this is a metal door, not supposed to be kickable. You're going to have to kick it again to probably actually break it, even with that many successes. But you have buckled the door.
Hero was just looking, going, what?
Yep.
And also, Sophia is dressed in a very proper looking suit, like business suit and business shoes. It is a black suit, but 6 more.
Yeah, that does it. You frown at the door again. You're just like, open, and you kick it again in the same spot. And there's a brief moment where you're like, maybe my foot will just go through the door, but the lock gives way first.
She probably
and
spaces the kicks to like hit right around like the weakest point of like the door lock.
Yeah. And the door swings open and crashes against the other side. And there's
what her specialty is.
There's a room that looks like almost a bunk room, but with only like 1 or 2 beds and a little mini kitchen. Like maybe it was a bit of a bunker room or something like that. Somewhere where you could lock the door and be safe for a while because there's a kitchen there as well. And a little hallway towards the back that you're like, maybe that's another room or a bathroom or something like that.
Okay.
Gotta say, I am enjoying the suggestion of the chat is that I managed to rip the door off the hinges and now have a new weapon called Metal Door.
Metal Door.
Cool.
You literally kick the door at enemies. That's terrifying.
Good job,
Yeah,
Steve.
this new dice set definitely rolls as well as the 7 set in the same color rolls.
Good job, Captain Rogers.
Yeah. I should have probably just been in the NWO this time.
I'm sure they're recruiting.
She's the progenitor version of the NWO.
I mean, you could like put chemicals on the door and make an egg door.
In this case, you would certainly want the door to hit them on the way out.
Yeah. Just boot kick them with the door.
Well, I mean, I've only got 1 effect up currently. I could probably infuse something else with Prime.
This is true.
Just smack with a door infused with Prime. Door does ag.
Right. Yeah.
I wonder,
there's
if you infused a door that is in its position as a door with ag and somebody kicked it, would they do ag damage to themselves?
Potentially.
Would it do damage to the frame?
Potentially, yeah.
Does it count as part of the frame?
I don't know. It hurts my head. Mateo's just kind of staring in shock, like,
Oh yeah, he hasn't seen Sophia fuck shit up yet.
No.
He's been on the ship the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Remind me to never make you mad.
Yeah, don't get kicked by her.
Yeah.
I would really recommend not making anybody into damage control mad, but it's a good life choice.
Duly noted. Duly noted.
I'm glad I'm not the only one surprised by that.
It was efficient.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted it open. It's open. I mean, I suppose I could have picked it with a knife, but I've got a scalpel somewhere.
More and more terrifying. Are we going in?
Yeah, let's go in.
Yeah. Sure.
You head into the room, and there's no door to close anymore. Sophia has it.
Is there like a shelf or a cabinet or something we can shift in front of the door to help block it a little bit?
Sophia will just kind of prop the door back in its spot.
Ah, that's good. Yeah.
Does anybody have matter? You could fuse the hinges back on.
I have a soldering iron.
Yeah, that might not be very strong.
Not really.
Yeah. What are you all doing in here as you walk in and are just kind of waiting?
Exploring. Seeing if there's any weird cabinets or shelves or drawers or nooks or crannies.
Cool. Heather, you look around, you start looking in kind of the kitchen area, looking through the cupboards and whatnot, and you notice that there's a bunch of like old canned food, but there are some like opened cans. It looks like, whatever was inside, if anything was left, was either eaten or like dried up. So they've been obviously out for a while. But it does look like this kitchen was used at some point, more recently than, say, or at the very least, it was abandoned.
She's gonna
after
check the
having
best
been
before
used.
dates
You
for
can
approximate
probably
timeline.
you could probably worry about the best before dates and kind of forget about the cans, though. They're probably fine.
I'm trying to figure out when the place was last inhabited.
Well, best before dates are like 2007 because they're canned foods. So we're going to give them a longer expiration date. But you can guess.
Yeah. Basically, it says 2007, unless someone was being real risky, it's probably prior to that.
What kind of food is there?
Can I get a perception and alertness check off of everyone?
Yes, you can.
Not you,
include
Zero,
me.
because
Okay.
you are aware.
Does astute apply?
Yes.
What did you say the difficulty was?
Well, that's
Difficulty 6.
uno, dos, 3.
Nice. You all hear the sound of a door clicking open, kind of down that little short hall that I was talking about. And a door seems to slowly open, and out steps a woman. A half Korean woman that Nolan recognizes as Michaela. Is that really you? She takes a hesitant step towards you, Nolan.
Hi, Mac. Mac.
Hi.
Is it?
She's going to start walking towards you and reaching out to touch your face.
Are you real? Or are you an evil clone?
I'm as real as I hope I am. She's gonna not quite touch your face, but kind of lay a hand on your chest, and she feels solid. Like a person.
How are you not discorporated?
I don't know. Oh God.
What have you been eating?
She is going to try and hug Nolan.
He's going to just stand there kind of stunned and allow it. And is going to take a deep breath and try to do a mind scan.
Absolutely.
So I guess this would be mind 3, to do just like a quick deep probe to see like, hey, what's this mind pattern? Checking for stuff like that. That's going to be at a +1 difficulty for held effects. Plus whatever other difficulties. I got a 7 and a 6. So I think that's probably enough.
Cool. Yeah. And just to answer the question in our private chat, she was mentioned. It wasn't necessarily mentioned that she was still here, just that Zero knew her. Nolan, you delve deep into this mind pattern. And it is every bit the Michaela you remember. A few extra years, but it's her.
Sophia, can I get you to do a quick once over? Is she okay? Are you?
I will life scan.
Cool. Give me that roll.
Difficulty?
3. It's a life scan.
Well, I rolled 2 1s and a 6. So the moment that I botch, or at least hard fail.
Good. There's no life pattern that you can find. She is crying as she looks up at Nolan.
I think Heather's looking at Sophia's face as she's doing this, trying to get a sense of what might be happening.
Her face goes probably a little bit more still. And kind of reserved.
Michaela, right?
Yeah.
What have you been eating? This stuff's all expired.
For a while, I was just eating that.
You can eat cans past their expiration date, Heather.
Yeah, but the last one that's been open looks like it's old. Nothing's been opened recently. What have you been eating?
Sophia?
I would like to switch to Prime Sight.
You can do Prime Sight, yeah.
I'll drop life and then switch to Prime.
Cool.
To see if I can see if there's any magic effects, I guess, around her.
Yeah.
All right. That time I think is 1 success.
Cool.
If it's still 3.
Yeah, it'd still be 3. There are no active magical effects up on her currently.
Does she look like she has?
Generally, Prime Sight, you can't really see that, but also I'm just going to tell you that not that you can tell anyway.
Okay.
Nothing that's been activated in the past little bit. You do see the remnants of like a mind effect around Nolan if you have mind, or at the very least, it's an effect
you can see it as remnants of something, just not that it's
around
what
Nolan.
It is.
Yeah, specifically.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't need to eat after a while. I'm not.
Sophia's gonna just reach out, grab her hand, and prick the fingertip to see if she bleeds.
She does not.
I'm gonna pull out my weird, funky scanning device and scan her.
Cool.
You're not alive.
Yeah. By all rights, should be
She's gonna like
discorporated.
squish the fingertip to see if anything comes out.
A little bit of something comes out, but it's not blood. Heather, you roll the device's enlightenment, I guess technically, because I did say Arate, but it's enlightenment. We know it's the same.
What's the difficulty?
4.
And 10s explode on this? Do they?
Yep, they do.
Okay. Okay. 3 successes then.
Okay.
Are you?
You get a bit of what you think is like death resonance of some variety. Like it's coming out. You're not really sure how to read this this scan as of yet, but you think that's what it is, like some sort of death remnants off of her. But then it's suddenly overpowered by all of the similar resonance anyway that's coming off of Mateo.
Are you?
If I scan Mateo, does Mateo also have the weird death resonance?
Yes.
What happened?
Oh.
Where you been, Mac?
It's such a long story.
Baby, I'm not going anywhere.
We're not staying.
I'm not going without Michaela.
You sure it's Michaela?
She feels like her. She's got the in jokes and the knock knock jokes.
I've told them to myself a few times. They're not quite as good, but...
And the stupid Canadian all-dressed popcorn shaker. I can see that. And I look at you, that was stupid.
I can't believe you're here.
Yeah, sorry. They brought more of me.
It's okay. I still love you. Of course I still love you.
Well, that's good. Pookie, are you dead?
Well, she don't got blood. Nolan.
And there's something real weird about
What?
the entropic
Let's
pattern.
sit and talk and...
We don't have time to. We don't have time to sit and talk. We got to run and talk. Because one of our friends is in trouble. Why? Why are you here? We would run and talk. We'll run and talk. Running is good.
I think we need to stay here.
Tegan's out there. Water.
Zero, how are things going out there? Zero, this is about the time that you're almost about to transport Tegan here.
Having a slight situation in the room right now.
But, like...
That does not sound good.
Everything else is Tegan okay?
Give me a moment.
Is Tegan the
Okay.
She's under
situation?
control.
Well, we should see if that pans out. But I mean, in all the years I've been here, this place hasn't been discovered by anyone but Zero, so I think we can at least wait a little bit. I don't...
So she feels like warm and like fleshy
Yep.
and body and
Yep.
can I identify whatever I managed to squish out of her fingertip? Does it seem like oil or something? I don't know. She ate Mark.
You don't have dimensional science, do you?
Nope.
Cool.
I've got data.
You might want to ask Heather. You know she has dimensional science.
Hey Heather, what's this? She's gonna point to what like as far as I'm aware, she's still holding the hand that she pricked the fingertip of.
Oh yeah.
That they're not paying any attention to whatsoever.
No.
Yeah, they're having their own conversation. Heather's going to take a look at it. Is going to take the hand, also grab it. Not necessarily take it out of Sophia's hand, but is also grabbing it. And is going to look at it. And try and is going to pull her goggles down.
Yeah.
To take a look.
Yeah, if you want to do like a sight of some sort.
Yeah, we're going to put on some dimensional science. I had my
Please do.
funky scanner doodad for the entropic stuff. Time to look with the gogglies.
Go ahead and roll me that enlightenment, please. Difficulty 3.
That is 3 successes.
Cool. She is a spirit that has put herself into a physical form. Something that some extra-dimensional entities have been known to do, usually more on Earth than out here, but she's done something. What's coming out of her finger is ectoplasm.
It's ectoplasm. Odd. I'm gonna move my head over to look at Mateo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with dimensional sight on?
Oh yeah.
Dimensional science sight. Cool. You see superimposed onto Mateo is that kind of gray alien entity that you saw at the Copernicus research station before they merged.
Right. That one's an alien. And she's mumbling this too. No, alien. Looking at Sophia, at Michaela. Extra dimensional entity?
Sophia's going to turn and wants to toggle life sight again, this time at Mateo.
Yeah, sure.
Because she don't know that she botched.
Yeah, fair. So go ahead and give me that. Difficulty 3, because new target.
2.
Cool.
Thank God 10's reroll.
Yeah. Yeah, you have Mateo's life sign. It's one you've seen a few times now, so.
Looks the same still.
Looks the same.
I'm going to look back at her. Do I get anything different now that I have life sight up without a botch?
No, you don't get anything different. Yeah.
Are you possessing your own body?
No, can we please just take a minute? And then Zero and Tegan are going to teleport in.
I'll look at Tegan, make sure she's okay.
Still got dimensional science up. I don't know if that'll give me anything funky if I look over at Tegan.
Sophia's going to look at Tegan as well with life sight.
Life sight, it's Tegan's life sign. She's fine physically.
Well, she's alive.
Dimensional science sight, you see kind of trace remnants, but nothing active on her, and nothing like it looks like something may have been connected to her, cast on her, something to do with that, but you can't really tell what it is.
Well, Tegan's not possessed by anything.
Oh, good. So I severed the connection in time.
I really don't like those words that you just said, but it sounds like a good outcome.
He somehow managed to tell Threatenal to back off, at least for now.
So how do we make that permanent?
Maybe fry the control room, but my priority was getting her to safety before Threatenal tried to take her over entirely.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And Michaela, I have what you were looking for.
You got it? For the first time, she actually like looks away from Nolan towards Zero.
We go what?
Yeah, you actually got the info?
Thanks to Tegan, yes.
What info?
Okay. A few things. Okay. Zero, can you go make sure that this room is continuing to stay safe and secure so that we can talk? I think we really need to talk.
Zero nod, and one of the projections will leave the room and start surveying the area. And I can cast surveillance.
Cool. Yeah.
So get access to any sort of screens, cameras, all sorts of fun stuff, microphones.
You've done this a bunch of times before, so we're just going to hand wave that. You can keep an eye out, and you've got surveillance going. Basically, it looks like all of the Tegan clones that are kind of still on Autocthonia are just a little aimless. They're not really doing much at this point. They're definitely not looking for anyone or anything. So,
Okay.
as far as you can tell, you are all safe for now. Okay. Let's start with me, and then I'll talk about the information. They're kind of connected. Oh God, how do I start?
At the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning. You know, I was working with I was working on that project, right? I know I didn't talk about it much.
We
it's
never
kind of
shared. No, we never shared project info.
Yeah.
And,
Well, it was as far as I knew, we were investigating that realm, the ones the reality deviants called Horizon, looking to repopulate it by 2015. And I was on that project, but it went wrong. It went really, really wrong. And I found myself here.
Oh.
She still hasn't let go of Nolan. She's just kind of trying to stay like physically connected unless he pulls away.
He'll just stand there.
Yeah. I was here and I couldn't get back. I had no idea how to get back. I ate some of the food. It was, terrible. It was canned many, many years before, but it fed me until I didn't have to eat anymore. But I never fully discorporated like they told us we would. I expected it. But it didn't happen. I did find out that I could pass through walls if I wanted. And then suddenly door handles wouldn't really work for me. Couldn't touch anything. Couldn't really feel. Eventually I learned how to make myself physical again, but not human, I guess. I don't know what I am. I just know that I'm here, and I was so worried about you.
Yeah.
I kept trying to find information on you, on anything that I could, but I couldn't operate doors for a while. And then one day Zero showed up. He doesn't know really what I am either, as far as I know, or he hasn't told me anyway. But he started trying to help, and I tried to help him. That tower was built at some point. I think it was started before I got here, but we were trying to get information on a few things, and I asked him to keep an eye on you. Tell me how you were doing. Make sure you were okay.
I've been better.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to leave. I tried everything I could to get back.
It's okay. Don't. You're fine. Everything. You're fine. So don't be upset. It's. I got by.
And then Zero told me how you vanished from a mission that you were on. When he told me that he found you again, I couldn't believe it. But you're here. You're really here.
We've go. Tegan, we get everything that we need. Zero?
He's locked that at the moment. I'll try to see if I can boot her back up.
Oh, I feel bad. I did not even notice. Okay. Wait, why is she... Why is she...
There was a situation, apparently.
Oh. Okay. Once we get her back online, we can get out of here, right? We can go back to the ship and then pilot it back to home? Can you go home?
Yeah.
Can you?
I don't know. Maybe.
Nolan's going to do the thing that he is not wanted to do, which is going to do a spirit scan using dimensional science.
Yep.
Cause, yuck. He did it. Just spirit 1, 1 success.
Yep. She is an extra dimensional entity.
Yeah. Pookie, you're a ghost. I mean, you're a really cool kind of ghost, like a Danny Phantom type of thing. But you're an Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think something's holding her here, but I don't think she can leave.
Mateo, can you pull her across? You got weird alien powers. Is one of them fixing this kind of stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
of course.
think so.
I mean, you don't know though, right? You can try.
I can try. Mateo's gonna walk over and put a hand on Michaela's shoulder. And nothing happens. He looks like he's concentrating. Looks like he's trying to do something.
I don't know that they're compatible extra dimensional energies. They're not quite the same.
Zero, are you rebooting Tegan?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, after a little bit you managed to get her back. And she wakes up. Groggy AF.
This is certainly an awkward way to meet my sister-in-law.
XP? Why am I running Windows XP? That's like, oh god.
Sister-in-law?
You
have a sister?
Whoa.
Tegan, we need to update your software at some point. Yours is really outdated.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine.
Oh. Heather points at Nolan. Siblings, sort of.
Sort of.
Okay, that's... You never told me you had a sister.
Well, not really. She's like a soul sister.
Okay.
We're both.
Oh.
So
Wait,
if I
is
understand
that your
correctly,
wife?
she is the real Michaela, but is now a ghost that is stuck here from her death. It's an extra dimensional entity.
Oh.
What if we can't force it? Do you wish to be released? Could we potentially figure out what it is? And if it's resolved, that might allow you to let go? 'Cause I imagine if it's a strong connection, it's something that you've seized hold of unintentionally.
Would it not be Nolan?
Potentially, but we don't
I
know
mean,
that for
Could be part of it.
I wasn't here
Safety.
before, though.
Yeah, but she didn't say goodbye to you.
Hold on to look after you.
Well, whatever it is, I'll tell you about the information that Zero was getting for me, that I was trying to get, which was that. Oh,
Information. Speaking of, I hooked up to the control center for like Mother and Autocthonia. I told Threatnall to back the fuck off, and Threatnall's gonna listen.
really?
I think so.
Fascinating.
I think I saved the world.
Good job.
You maybe. That's some of the information that we were trying to get. Zero, do you want to load up what you've got? Because could really use to take a look at that, so I'm not just explaining what we were trying to get, and could see what we actually did get.
Of course. I'll get her up.
You just like project like screens basically of a bunch of documents, and Michaela does move back from Nolan at this point so that she can flick through the information. And what she pulls up is basically a bunch of technocratic documents, as well as what look like corrupted technocratic documents. And she points out as she kind of reads through, okay, so here, these are the documents about repopulating Horizon. This is the experiment that got me trapped here. These are the documents from the NWO demanding that we look into it. And these are my calculations. Wait. And she scans through another page just filled with like math. No, this is wrong.
What?
These aren't right. I think somebody altered my calculations.
What? What do you mean?
Oh, could have been glitch.
Glitch?
There was like a spooky, ethereal girl in the control room says she couldn't leave or something. She tried to do what I did.
Oh,
She's from a parallel dimension or something. Apparently
okay.
nobody does.
That's weird. I don't. I mean,
Maybe she
maybe,
altered?
but I mean, these.
Mention about stopping the apocalypse, and but she wasn't willing to talk about it.
Oh, well, maybe that's a problem for another day. I mean, she might have changed these, but these are written, like, these are scans of written calculations. I don't see how she could have. But somebody erased some of my work.
How do you know
You
it's
think
your
you're
work if
today?
there's someone here who's from an alternate dimension? What if they're the notes from their dimension?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe or
Maybe?
it got like spliced together weird. Like maybe it had her calculations on half of a page and
Maybe,
it
but
got...
then how did I get
What's
stuck
wrong?
here?
What is wrong? What's wrong with the calculations?
You see here, and she points to like some area where there's just a bunch of math, and she's like, these numbers have been flipped, and there's faint erase marks here and rewritten, and I know that this was supposed to be a final copy. This was not supposed to be changed from
Okay, what would changing it do? What is the consequences of the change?
me getting stuck here.
Is there any
so
way
you-
for me to possibly scan the handwriting and compare it to something within the Technocracy
Yeah.
database to find out who did it?
Okay. I've been trying to figure out how it could have gone so terribly wrong. That's what I've been trying to figure out for I don't even know how many years now. Something has been bothering me with how that experiment went. And yeah, there's maybe half a dozen explanations for why this is different, but if it's caused by something else, I don't know why it went wrong. And I need those answers. So,
I think we found why you're still here then.
What was the intent of the experiment? What was it supposed to do?
it was supposed to set up a portal between the lab on Earth and Horizon, some like a Stargate, if you would.
Right.
But in particular,
Would take you here?
well, I mean, it wasn't supposed to. It was supposed to take me to Horizon, and then I would have been able to get back, and
Yeah,
there would have
so
been an open portal.
Yeah, so it took you here instead.
Yeah.
And it's been changed to reroute you here.
I
In
think
some
so.
way.
I mean,
I
if
look
you
at
want to help me,
those?
Zero, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I have weak connection to the Technocracy right now. I can probably try and cross-reference handwriting.
Let's
So-
do this together, then we can figure out whose handwriting this actually is then.
I'm just trying to figure out what this sort of thing would be for Heather to try and figure out what the heck. If she's trying to look at this and understand
Wait.
someone else's calculations
Whoa,
with
Tegan.
intelligence and I
I
don't know, paraphysics or something. I don't know.
what were you doing before this? You said something about you told Threatenol to go away? What?
Yeah. It was under a command to protect Earth and
How did you do that?
like AI.
See, there's like a computer or something?
Yeah, there's a control room. That's what I connected to. And when I tried to leave the control, something was going to try and take over my mind. And that's why Zero disconnected me.
Can we go back there?
Yeah, I want to fuck up the room
No, you can.
so they can't get new instructions.
But if it's got access to all of Threatenol and all the Technocracy's information, then we can use the Union's databases to find out maybe who did this.
No one is going to connect to that.
Why not?
Because something there is going to try and take over your mind. And I gave Threatenol one command, and I feel like it took a part of me. A part I cannot get back.
Well, if I don't
And there is a very
go there,
real...
If I don't go there
Nolan,
and find out how to fix this, then I'm gonna have something vanish that I can never get back.
What? Fix what?
Fix what's going on with Mac.
Nolan.
You already lost her. Heather's
She's
like looking at things.
gone. You're gonna risk yourself and risk Threatenol changing again. It was risky what I did, but I fixed it
Are you sure about that?
with a lot of luck. For now, yes. I put part of my will into the machine to bend it to my will. They are going to retreat and observe for now. It's not a permanent solution, but we need to figure out something else and not using that control panel.
What? Wait, did you say they were protecting Earth?
Their initial instructions that have been there for a long time were to protect Earth, and they have interpreted that over time as infiltrating us now. They are the true technocracy in their minds.
You don't think
and we're just interlopers.
You don't think that telling them to observe is just going to get them a better vantage point?
To retreat and observe is better than to protect.
You could have done 100 better things.
That's why... Yeah, and I could not be trying to risk everything to go and bring back my, dead wife, who is gonna be bring back. Nolan, you are gonna do a huge risk. I was alone out there. I got teleported. I was by myself, seeing clones of me being made that could have possibly attack and kill you guys, and I had to make a quick decision. And what I thought that would not fight me as much is retreat and observe, rather than saying go the fuck away.
What is Threatenol?
I'd like my jacket back.
Yeah, here. I even took it off when I was going up the stairs so I wouldn't get sweaty.
Thank you. But I don't think it's right to make that type of decision on my behalf. Not the sweat part, the room.
Hey, Michaela, what happens if you change this to... What was this supposed to be? This right here. Was that a...
That's supposed to be... Sigma 6/5 plus minus square root of... And she just starts, like, mumbling on.
Yeah, that'll change the entire thing.
Yeah.
That's not an error. Not even a little bit.
And I think that's a good point to actually take a break. In the middle of all this trauma. So
I think he goes and turns around and goes off to a corner.
Yep.
We'll be back.
Hello, we're back. We're gonna maybe briefly talk to the chat, but not too long because some people have done multiple games today, and wigs are heavy and hurt heads, and I feel that. I'm not wearing a wig, thankfully, but yeah, definitely feel that. So how's everyone doing? Good?
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm a little
fine.
concerned, a little confused.
This game is just trauma.
I have theories.
Trauma.
Yay, theories. Yeah. There will be a debrief session of some sort at the end of game where I can run you through all of the bullshit that I've pulled on you guys.
That's just a theory, an Amy theory,
Yay.
a mage theory.
I always do like
But,
hearing all the
but
Amy
yeah.
theories and then how many of them are right or is close.
That's true. That is true.
It's pretty entertaining.
I do like how 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea has come up in both Mage
Damn
games.
straight.
It's true. Just in different ways.
Mhm.
That did amuse me.
Yeah, I
yeah.
make leaping to conclusions an Olympic sport.
Good. Yeah.
Nice.
That's what you got to do.
Amy's
Yes.
favorite pop artist is Dua Lipa. For leaping to conclusions.
This has been
Sorry.
a whole
Took me
thing.
a second to figure out who you were referring to because no, I don't listen to them.
It's
But
fine.
I've heard of them and I know 2 of the songs, which is better than 90% of the.
Someone's deciding that revving their engine outside my place is a great idea.
Oh, that's me. Sorry. Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom.
Anyone remember those
Okay,
Zoom
they
Zoom
drove off.
commercials?
Vroom.
Oh my god, yeah.
Zoom, zoom,
Oh
zoom.
boy.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah.
Zoom. Yeah. So, trauma.
Trauma.
Yeah. There's some good stuff happening tonight, and I enjoy it. And I thank you all for bringing your A games because it's great. And I did actually cry, and so, yeah.
Good. I did too. I definitely. Wait, where'd Robin go?
Some
She's
good
fixing her wig.
emotional scenes.
Oh,
it was
okay.
great.
It was good. It was really good.
Good.
I was
That's what I was
saying,
hoping
I'm trying
for.
to readjust my wig because it's
Oh, okay.
hurting. So I tried to.
I looked away for just a minute, and then Robin was gone.
Never look away.
I should never look away. It's true.
Fraz is just teleporting me to another
true.
location. It's
Oh, that
fine.
happens. All right. I should have
Yeah,
been aware of that.
Yeah, come on.
Now, if I can only do that in real
Um,
life all the time, that'd save me a lot of money.
That'd be great. Right?
Yeah.
It would certainly take a leg out of your journey.
God damn it.
Oof. But yeah, is there anything anybody wants to announce or talk about, or Kelly, you want to do anything with
Oh
the...
boy. Oh. We're gonna have like
All the
less
things.
mage soon, and I don't know what to do about that.
You know exactly what to do about that. You're already doing it.
What?
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
it. I'm actually gonna wash and like
Yeah.
restyle this wig.
You're already doing it.
Nice.
Am
I
I?
have a wig lined
Yes,
up
you are.
already in mind.
I don't know what exactly it is you're doing, but you
Oh
are
look,
doing
somebody else
something.
responded
you're
to my
doing
private
something.
chat there. Who else was it? Oh, it was Jen.
It was me.
Okay. It was you all along.
Because how dare you ask that question when I'm like getting ready for this game and being like not paying attention to things.
That's okay. I assume that you do it after. There's a post in our
Yeah, it's
private team chat that you should check out.
You probably want to react to it.
You probably want to react to it. I already put your
Yeah.
name down on the short list.
Well, considering I have a card from you stating I am owed a Technocracy game from you.
Bing! You absolutely do.
Which I'm pretty sure I got agreement that I could trade that in for a 99 game.
Ring.
It's true. Yeah.
Can I trade my Star Wars in for a Technocracy then?
Yeah, I think that
Technocracy,
was
Star
what
Wars,
was gonna
yeah.
happen.
Honestly, it's much
Yeah.
easier to get music for a
Technocracy
Technocracy
Wars.
game.
So I already
It's
know
true.
that I am guaranteed a spot in that because that was part of like a Christmas gift.
This is true.
Yeah. Yep.
You think
So I
that
don't
it's
need to react because I'm already like auto in.
you think it would actually like save you like money to give people Christmas presents that are just campaigns, but no. No, it's the gift that keep. Well, I guess it kind of makes money a little bit. Hey, join the Patreon, and I'll run more mage, or stay on the
There you
Patreon.
go.
Ellie, yeah, I was just gonna say this is the audience. You're speaking to the
Like, it should be. They should be asking more people to join the Patreon.
Yeah, ask more people to join.
That's right.
Yeah, tell your
Bring
friends.
your friends.
You have to
Your
go
parents,
around
maybe.
cult like and do like the one of us.
One of us.
Just
One.
start following people around and like pulling them in.
Two
Have
of
you heard
us.
about your Lord and Savior Mage the Ascension?
Yeah.
Just have some buy some Dork Tales D10s when they come out on Bookworm, and then
Mhm.
just start handing them out as like little candies. And just,
Do
like,
not eat
people-
our dice. Okay.
Well, I
Like,
said like
Bad
little candies,
okay.
not.
I just
Yeah,
legal.
but a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
eat
people
it.
are not
We-
very smart.
Yeah,
Not saying that about our patrons, but who they might be handing it to.
this is true.
That's fair.
Our patrons are very
People
generous.
understand similes.
I love to simile. I heard that when you tell a girl to simile that it's kind of rude though. Sorry, dumb joke. Moving on.
Oh, see, I was gonna say you will be assimilated
Oh yeah, that too.
since we're in technocracy.
Assimilated. That's fair. Autofill
I had
players.
pork on the break, and now I have pork in my teeth.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's literally just the mage cast and everybody else who signs up. It's like, all right, come on, hop on. We'll see who's there. That's why I made it an open-ended, like, who wants more World of Darkness stuff? And everybody's like, yes. I have all these ideas that I could run, and I know that I would just get in trouble. So I'm like, I could run a Sabat game, but I don't think that Twitch could handle it. I really don't. I don't think that, like,
Wait. Isn't that what vampires turning
Are
into?
running a Sabat game.
I'm running like a true Sabat game, like a I'm talking like a gutter punk Sabat game where you guys mass embrace and shovelhead people. Because I got to tell you, some of the sports that they put inside of the Sabat book do not fly in 2024. Right? Like some of the old Sabat shenanigans were like so edgelord and beyond. I'm just gonna type one in our private chat because I don't want it on YouTube.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
fair.
Fair.
I do
I
remember
think I know what you're gonna type.
playing Sabat characters where we basically flip
yeah.
the smart
Whoa.
class.
That's
Yeah.
that's the one I remember you
Yeah.
telling me about.
Yep, and that's how you win the game. You get a point and then you spike the ball
Yep.
with Potens. Yeah, that's some edgelord
Yeah.
bullshit, right? Ah, yes. I remember being in my early 20s when, in the 2000s, when edgelord bullshit was fine. It hasn't aged super well. Oy.
No, it has not.
It has not, right? Like,
It aged like spoiled milk.
yep, and spoiled man children. It's true.
Yep.
That was a simile, Kelly. I'm sorry, just the opportunity.
You can't spell simile without smile.
Yeah, fair.
All right. Well, hey, you wanna
right.
go? Well, we better get Nolan to the control room. So let's head back to game.
No, we're not taking Nolan to the
We need
control
to
room.
finish analyzing these calculations.
Oh, this is so weird.
Yeah.
So I bought this
Let's-
kombucha.
Get back to game though.
It's a mojito mint, but it tastes like a McDonald's cheeseburger.
It's
Okay,
so
on that note, back to game.
It's so weird. It tastes
No.
like a pickle.
Sorry, I just have a complaint.
don't-
I already have
We
troubles
don't need more.
telling apart Sambuca and kombucha. And then you make it a mojito?
Cheers.
Oh boy. Welcome back to Technocracy Zero Sum after that nonsense. You're all in the midst of a bit of trauma. Heather, before the break, you were looking into these calculations and yeah, you've determined that it's it's not a mistake. Someone rerouted whoever was going to go through. Didn't know it was her, but they wanted the experiment to fail.
And in terms of the notes about the experiment,
Mhm.
can I go through those and see if there's any clear indication if it specifies who would be testing it? Or if that
Yeah,
would be
it doesn't specify who in particular, but it is all theoretically written by, like, it's a report by Michaela. And if you ask, she'll say that, yeah, it's her handwriting.
Mm-hmm. If someone read this, though, would they know you'd be the one going through? Or looking at pointing at kind of one of the other ones. If they read any of these, would they know?
They might be able to assume or guess.
Seems like a risky
but
assumption.
yeah.
Can you fill in the original equations for these?
Yeah, I think so.
I can sort of infer some of them, but I don't know enough about the Horizon realm.
Yeah, I repeated a lot of these equations over and over in my head trying to find where I'd made a mistake. And she'll, like, if you give her a pen or a tablet to work with or whatever, she can use it. And she'll start writing out the original equations. And yeah, you can see like 3 or 4 areas where the math has been changed.
So in that case, I think as she's sort of watching as she's doing it, I think she's sort of visualizing what these would do. I think she looks at the numbers and sort of sees it in more of a structure than as just the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So I figure it's probably taking some sort of shape in her mind as she's seeing these pieces sort of plugged together and fill in.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see how it was supposed to work with the number of successes you got. You can see how it was supposed to basically open this gateway and allow for, transportation to and from. You think probably they were going to ensure that Horizon was safe for people to go through first, some shielding stuff in there to keep people safe if they crossed, and a couple of other things that.
And as she's doing this, I'd like to ask her to just write down on this tablet, or on this, I think it's on the tablet, the original equation that should have been there, and then just to have an easy, straight point-to-point comparison, what's currently there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you find like 3 or 4 specific sections that have been altered in some way, whether that's a small number change or an equation change. And it does seem like you can look at both of these and go, both of these work for different things.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm wanting to do with those 2 pieces is I want to compare this new copy she just wrote of what we found, the document we found, the sections that were changed. Do those line up with the changes? Is it her own writing? Did she rewrite it herself? That's what I want to look at.
Cool. Yeah, give me
Or did a version of Michaela rewrote herself for some reason?
Right. Give me a. That's a good roll for that. That's a That's a fun question, and let me look at the character sheet to see what's on here.
I have investigation.
I was gonna say you're taking time with this, so maybe like int and investigation.
And I have intelligence, creative, and then I have investigation.
Yeah.
Would creative apply?
Not for this.
Okay. And my difficulty?
Your difficulty will be, let's say 6.
And because I've been sitting on my willpower all game, I'm going to spend one.
Cool, do it. We're gonna just see what's up over here.
And that's 4 successes.
Nice. As you kind of look at these side by side and you're really examining the handwriting, and Tegan, as you're kind of running it through the database as well, the handwriting matches for the most part, but Heather, you find a small difference between like 2 or 3 letters where it's kind of like middle of the equation, or if there's like a word in there or some sort of symbol, it's like middle of something where somebody's instincts would take over more if they were just writing quickly. And so there is a slight difference there. And Tegan, as you're running it through the database, it does come back with samples of Michaela's writing, and also another person that it has pulled up. And let me just grab a name from here.
Nolan Westcroft.
Oh God.
Maybe.
Sorry, just trying to locate this name. Where is it? Nope. I will continue looking for the name, and I will get you the name. You do find a name.
Sure.
It's going to take you a little bit to actually like run everything through anyway.
Yeah, going through
So-
like previous, current employees. Like, I mean, I guess she'd probably be like narrowing it down to the time period that Michaela was working at the Technocracy to start, and then working through that slowly.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, and so yeah, Heather, you discovered that there is some slight change there, and Tegan, you're still kind of running it through at this point.
So, what are we waiting for? Tegan's booted back up. We should probably get back there and stop everything.
I want to know why she was rerouted in the first place, because I think that's important. And it was deliberate.
Yeah, I'm trying to find who.
And what I don't understand, I can guess, with a project experiment like this, if it rerouted someone who was supposed to be able to travel back, they don't travel back, experiment would be a fail. They would shut it down. Or at least not use the same portal. They would recalibrate it.
Or
So if someone rerouted, it would force the experiment to be a fail regardless of who went through. So it might not have been specific to her. It might have been the project overall.
unless you
Or it could
found
have been
some
a targeted.
information that, you weren't supposed to find, or found information that would prove that this shouldn't happen. Did you find any information? Something that you should have jeopardized anything, Michaela?
Sorry, what was the question?
Did you find any information while you're working on this project that maybe the Technocracy wouldn't want you having publicly, potentially?
Or threatenal
I mean,
would
not
consider a threat.
that I know of. It was part of the timetable. The NWO wanted us to do this. We didn't want to.
Why did the
Voyage
NWO
Engi-
want you to do this? Was there ever an explanation?
Not to my knowledge. It was one of those, the higher ups said that it was going to happen, so we were just supposed to make it happen.
Right. Gotcha. I understand.
You know which higher up issued the order?
Is that in
No.
any of these documents? Or is it redacted?
No, it's not in any of these documents. Tegan, the name that finally pops up is Randall Lang.
Do you know Randall Lang?
I don't know that name.
Well, he's the one that wrote your equations. Wrong.
Zero's going to pull up another file because he looked for technocrats that might have been infiltrated by the Threatnal already. Does that name pop up on his files?
It has. It is in your files. Also, Nolan, you do recognize that name.
Yep, pulling up my survey right now to remind myself.
Thank you.
It took me a minute. It took me a minute to find it.
Found my notes.
Lang?
Yeah.
Can I see those
Do you know-
documents?
Yeah. I mean,
Rose
just
null
like-
on a screen.
yeah.
Does it show, so it's handwritten changes?
Yeah, it's a bunch of like handwritten equations on like a typed report page, and
Tegan will throw up a projection of the sheet with like the color differences of like what's Michaela's writing and what's Randall's writing to kind of show the difference in the changes.
and there are
Does anybody have a pen?
a few changes that are obvious, but there aren't many.
Oh, I have a pen here.
Thanks.
One of the infinity ones.
Oh, cool. I just wanted to check something real quick. And he's gonna
It's just a
grab.
regular ballpoint pen.
He's gonna grab a can of beans off the cabinet, rip the label off, and he's just going to jot down some of the equations. and then hold up his handwriting.
Can I see that?
Does it match?
Take it. Compare against the tablet. Does it match?
No.
No. No.
Who's Randall Lang, Nolan? Besides yourself, apparently yourself.
No,
don't think so.
He's a handler. Man in white. Man in gray, I guess. Probably white by now. He's the one who got me transferred to DMHI. Well, that's good.
Did he cause this?
Maybe.
Oh.
We need to get to that control room, and we need to make sure the Threatenol isn't coming back. And while we're there, I have another idea. It's a pretty easy one, to be honest. Tegan, you said that they're making a bunch of clones of you?
They've made it. I've stopped it. They're not anymore.
Great. That means the cloning facilities are still online, right?
No, I kind of broke it.
All of them?
Why?
Mac. We cloned Mac.
Terminal got locked during the hacking attempt.
Could you have to
have
put that
genetic
thing...
material.
Did you have to leave that thing on? We're not on America's Got Talent, man.
I think it's charming.
Yeah.
We clone Michaela, and we just do a transfer. Her mind pattern's there. I can still see it. We just put it in a different brain.
Hey, Michaela. What do you feel about this?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? I mean, what's there to know? It's you. You don't want to stay phantasmal.
No, of course not. I want to go home.
And this is how you go home.
But Nolan,
You
Just-
know that years of being isolated and trauma. There's no home for Michaela.
and on a more serious, not that this isn't already very serious, but the Technocracy will know. And I don't see them being
I have a
willing to
question
let that
for you
slide.
then.
What?
Do you want to disappear?
Is that all directed
I can
at
make
all
it
of
to where
us,
the
or what is this?
Technocracy can't find any of you, if that's what you want.
I hadn't really thought about it.
Yeah. I think I'm done. Yeah. I'm done. I'm done with the mind control. I'm done with the bullshit. I'm done with the secrets and the plots and controlling, and I just want to be myself. I'm so done. I don't want this.
Will you
I
be able
wanna
to get
quit.
support for your... She just nods, kind of like motioning like her eye.
If I've learned anything, is that I can adapt to change as much as I thought I couldn't. So if I have to get a glass eye and a fake prosthetic arm that's not as fancy,
Possibly just rewrite the software to something that's not Technocracy, but that will take some time.
I don't want this anymore. I quit. I quit. I'm done.
Tegan, we don't even need to do fake. We don't even need to get you a fake persona or a fake arm or anything like that. You were in a control room. We could literally just tell the Union to forget about you. You would never have to worry about someone looking over your shoulder again.
No.
Think about it logically and not emotionally.
Think about it logically, not emotionally to yourself, Nolan.
Why are you the be-all end-all, Tegan? Has it done something to you? You don't seem to trust any of us with access to the room. Is it trying to prevent us?
Nearly took
Zero,
me
can you take
out.
us there?
Nolan's
Yes,
also
but let me share something else with you, and I'm going to share the file that Jen just mentioned in our chat.
Sophia, I trust you. I don't trust Nolan to be rational when it comes to his wife. Because he almost killed us several times because of her. So I'm being rational.
It was
anyone else wants to,
one-
that's fine. I don't want Nolan to go onto the control panel. Any of you, I'm fine with it. I do not want him.
What if I did it?
I don't think anyone should because, but if anyone's going to, that's fine. I don't want him.
But I know more about Threatenol than a bunch of you.
So
Zero pulls
when
up
it comes
a bunch
down
of
to it,
files.
what is Threatenol? Because
Zero
if
has
it's
a
been
bunch of files up,
protecting
and
Earth, what's in the Technocracy that it's fighting against?
I'm gonna look at them. Heather's gonna look at them.
the documents that Zero has pulled up are some of those corrupted, partially corrupted files. They've been basically reconstructed. And so there are a few gaps in there. But they look like regular Technocracy documents that we're all used to. Maybe older versions, but you're kind of used to them. And most of these documents seem to be reports on things happening in space, basically, or up to and including the deep umbra, just everything that isn't Earth. And there are are talks about an energy that has existed for a significant period of time, but growing stronger. And there are some coordinates in a different file that most of the file's corrupted, but there's some coordinates there, and you can tell that it's kind of related to this same energy that they seem to be referencing and recording. And you can tell that there's graphs and data about how things have been getting stronger, and there's other reports about Earth and the imposters there and how they are so focused on themselves and what's going on there that they're missing the bigger threat. And so it is up to the real technocracy to protect Earth. Does anybody want to look where those coordinates are?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah,
Cool.
100%.
Give me like an intelligence and cosmology, or Tegan, you can use computers for this. Your difficulty will be higher, but also then lowered because of your computer aptitude. So
Not
you'll be
physics,
actually.
would it?
Pardon me?
Oh, sorry. I have science paraphysics, but I'm guessing that would not apply.
Yeah. No, that could work too.
What's the difficulty?
Would analytical apply?
Analytical will apply. It's going to be difficulty of 7.
Okay.
For all of you, and that's including Tegan with your computer aptitude.
I am so happy. I have analytical applying as my specialty. I rolled 3 10s.
Spending a willpower. And does intelligence creative apply?
Because you're using paraphysics, yes.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
8.
Nice.
Nothing.
Cool. Heather, did you have the one success, or are you re-rolling?
I just hadn't rolled yet. One
Yeah,
second.
okay, cool.
Okay, that is 3 successes.
Cool. You're not terribly sure where these coordinates are from, but you're pretty sure it's a fair ways, like not deep umbra, but kind of like middling space, somewhere in that range. Definitely not within the asteroid belt. It's probably on the other side of it or something like that. But you're not quite sure where it is. Tegan, especially with using computers and accessing the information you have to find this, while you're not sure whether these are the right coordinates for right now,
Mm-hmm.
you do know that they're the coordinates for the Copernicus research station.
Huh.
Did you figure it out?
Yeah, that's the Copernicus research station.
Really?
What do you
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, those coordinates are for the research station.
There's
Clarify,
energy.
that's for this. I think you're about to say the same thing I was.
Maybe if you say it, she'll trust you.
So what I'm gathering is that this growing energy source, the epicenter, is the Copernicus research station. Is that what that means?
I think so. Also, I trust you, Nolan. I just don't trust you when it comes to your wife.
Michaela, do you know about the Copernicus research station? Has that ever come up in your work before? Or...
I mean, it's a void engineer base, so I know about it, but I haven't worked with anything there specifically. I believed it vanished.
And if you don't trust me now, Tegan, then you never trusted me.
Logically, that's not how that works.
Yeah, that really is not how that works.
Though I would say holding him responsible for having been mentally screwed with by a extraplanar entity when we're out in the midst of deep space is maybe a little harsh, considering any of us could have encountered it and been equally screwed, considering it took out a mind expert.
This is also true.
Things have kind of changed since then.
It's true, but I saw
also, I don't necessarily see that
desperation
attempting to maybe get his wife a body could doom the whole world.
Well, that's fine. I'm saying the clones are like, I fucked with the system. I think I broke it, but like, you're fine to try and put your wife into a body. Just want to make sure.
Thank you for your permission.
It's not my permission you need, Nolan. I'm saying I don't care about that. I care about I've been hearing you tell your wife what she wants a lot. This conversation you've had since I woke up. So I just want to make sure you're letting her speak too, as a woman that's been told what I think a lot too. And I think when you were talking about the control room, you sounded very emotionally compromised. And I wanted to make sure that you were making decisions in a clear head, because that thing is going to fuck with your mind and try and take you over.
Let it.
So.
I'm not weak-willed.
I haven't been able to think about going home at all for years. I never thought this day would come.
It's sort of a sudden decision to make.
And when it comes to taking care of someone who is in emotional distress, you do not, as a professional, wait for their opinion to save their lives. If someone was suicidal, I wouldn't wait to check in on their mental state before talking them down from the edge. I wouldn't wait for it to clear up. I would do it. Because it's ethically and morally the correct thing to do.
I didn't know they had policies and systems and guidelines in place for dealing with bringing people back from the dead like that.
Do you know how many people I counsel on a weekly basis?
None that are your wife, Nolan. You would not be counseling her. Because that is not ethical.
I think maybe poking at the man who's potentially just gotten a loved one back is potentially the wrong idea, Tegan. You're being rather angry and confrontational to somebody who's maybe gone through a very emotionally distraught thing for both of them. He's allowed to be emotional. That doesn't necessarily mean that his thinking's compromised.
Thanks, Sophia.
And you did start right off the bat with disallowing anything. You are not our superior. You do not have the right to tell us no. You could suggest, and you've provided much better reasoning in the last while, but your first thing to say was, no, you can't do that. And
because Nolan said I fucked up and was wrong when I did what I did best.
I believe it was more along the lines of that may have been a mistake. Because we don't know what is happening. We have a lot of disparate pieces, but we do not have an overall picture.
I'll point out.
So potentially they could have been preventing something else from coming. So potentially it's a mistake. Potentially it's not. We have no way of knowing.
The clones are still there, though, right? Even if the cloning machine is gone? We don't have
Yes, but they're just
DNA
they're aimlessly walking around right now.
Yeah,
Also,
so I'm just saying, mind pattern into one of the clones. It's an option. It's a possibility, even if it's temporary.
that's yes, and we just resurface the clone into something I'm interested in.
Potentially.
That's
Once
not the worst way to do it.
we figure out,
And
hopefully, having figured out what the hell is going on, the
I'm just
control
trying
room might be our best bet.
aliens,
to try and do
probably.
what we think is right.
Possibly.
No,
I
actually,
just want to point
well,
out that
umbral creatures.
disabling the cloning machine.
I have a
does not
potato, I have a
necessarily
potato.
mean
Oh, look,
problem.
they're the same thing.
Yeah, but it was umbral creatures that they're injecting into cephalopods in Earth.
And also, just to have it stated, because I feel that I need to process this emotion, because I'm feeling very strong emotions right now, Tegan. A quick reminder that when you had the chair, you weren't emotional at all? You had no emotions about the clones and being used and processed by the Technocratic Union that you now have absconded from. I'm sorry. I know that this is... I'm coming from a place of emotion right now, but I've read your psych profile. I've done therapy on you. I know how emotional you are right now. Perhaps even more than you realize. And so to compare my emotions to what you consider to be rationality when making choices that affect 7 billion people is the height of hubris.
Which is why I did a minimal instruction, because I'm trying to rewrite 100 years of programming and telling them to do the exact opposite. It's a bit like trying to break millions and millions of line of code instead of inserting one little virus to change it.
Once again, though, we're back at the point where you're saying that what you did was okay because you know what's right, and that you were...
No, I tried. I didn't say it was right. I said I tried. And you're the one that told me it was wrong.
I think that you are wrong.
This isn't helping anything.
And I have to ask, as someone who has had their mind partially rebuilt by Iteration X. How do you know that that's actually what you said? At the very least, you should have someone check your work. It's really easy to put malware inside of your code. You could have, I don't know, you had Threatenol just decide to dress as circus clowns from now on and come out of sewers to grab technocrats like the It thing. Or maybe just started Skynet. Like a bad Sky. We already have a Skynet, but you get the idea. Like a worse Skynet, the bad one.
What's your plan then? If you're to get in the room.
Yeah, come on, genius. Use your mind. What's your plan with Threatenol then? What's your instruction to Threatenol? You get one shot, maybe.
Everyone,
more. But what's your one
say
shot?
something and be listened to for a moment? I'm saying there is food here. It's expired technically, but probably still edible. The clones are not moving around threatening anybody. We have a possible backup if the cloning machine does not work. So we have perhaps some time for people to process, for Michaela to process and make a choice, for you to process what this means for you, for the two of you and your relationship, which I don't, it's a whole thing, I guess, but I don't really understand relationships, but I think that might have complications after a long separation. For Tegan to process what just happened to her and having her, what sounds like identity stripped away. That sounds weird. And maybe we can breathe and think and give it a couple days. Is that something that we could consider? And then think about some solutions for what to do if Threatenol has had its orders changed, not the way we thought. A way that will help us, that we can agree on, and let us get out of this alive. That's all. I'll go back to my math.
No, that's a good idea.
Actually, I'm going to go somewhere that's not here, specifically. And Heather's going to go look and see if there's a room that is still safe that she can go and isolate in for a bit.
Thank you, Heather.
Yeah. Heather can walk. You have to leave the room. It's like there's not actually another room except the bathroom down the hall. But you can leave the room, and a little ways down, and Zero can point, can like mention where exactly to go for a safe and unlocked room, and you can just go there. So you're a little ways away, but not far.
Yeah, no. So Heather's going to go and she's going to try and decompress because that was a lot of people doing a lot of emotion. She does not do well with that. So she's going to go and hibernate for a bit. And, you know.
Tegan's going to try and teleport back to the ship because she's been separated from it. She's going to just get out.
Okay. Sure. Roll them dice.
Roll them dice? That is 2 successes.
Cool. Difficulty, I didn't give you one, but
it was 9. I rolled 2 at difficulty 9, so
that's kind of, yeah. I was like, you probably rolled super high, and that's why it's, yeah. Yeah, Tegan teleports.
Sophia?
Mm-hmm.
And Nolan's going to step forward and lean in. Thank you.
Well, you've maybe made some questionable decisions, all in all. You generally pull through.
Thank you. I didn't expect you to be the one that had my back, but I really appreciate it.
I need you all to calm the fuck down, though.
I don't know if...
I want to figure out what the hell's going on here. But... admittedly, she was poking you pretty hard, but you need to not poke back.
Yeah. I just... Are you staying or are you going when this is all over?
Damned if I know.
I have an idea, but I need your support to make it happen.
What sort of idea?
I need you to go along with me on this and have my back. I can brace myself for mental intrusion. It seems to me you and I have had probably the roughest tenure inside of the Union. Me the longest, you the bloodiest by a little bit. Although, had some pretty bloody moments too. And if this thing is a control... The thing that's made both of our lives really difficult is the same thing. Because if we can get in there and access the control panel, it should be able to broadcast conditioning out to a lot of people. We could call a ceasefire. We could end the war. I could. And if something goes wrong, I've got you right behind me. I'm not wearing a suit on the back of my head. And I've got a gun. You can borrow it. It won't take more than a shot or two if something goes wrong. I mean, I've got a great mind shield, but it doesn't work against bullets.
So, removing conditioning.
Or at the very least, lightening the hell up. I've been on both sides of it. I've been conditioned. I've been deconditioned.
I don't know that doing that will necessarily end the war, Nolan. I think there's an awful lot of people who aren't that heavily conditioned.
Wouldn't it be great if they all had a choice too?
I think we need to sit, figure out what's going on, if we can. Try and put this together of, is Threatenol the enemy?
Yes.
I don't know. Are you sure? Or is that Technocracy saying it?
They're kidnapping people and experimenting on them. They're They're post-life entities. They're
I just want to know what the fuck is happening. So let's give Heather a chance to maybe figure out what's been going on and why this got screwed with. And
gotta admit, after everything
Trace
she
is
and I
nice.
after everything she and I found out, it's kind of funny ending up here.
Yeah. I guess let's see what happens, but I don't really expect any of us to survive this if we go back.
I don't know.
We've done too much, seen too much. We're gonna have a target on the back of our heads for the rest of our lives if they last at all at any length.
I don't know how much time we have before that room gets compromised.
We do the best we can. But we can probably give it at least a couple hours. And there's an awful lot of us to try and force our way back in.
Against all of Autocthonia? There's a lot of robots here.
That's already. I'm sure we could do a few more. Long enough to give you a moment at least. So, prepare your mind for what the fuck you'd say. Because it only should take a second if you've got it ready.
Yeah. I'm gonna go meditate for a bit and get ready.
When you're ready, I'll get you in the room.
So you're the only smart one here because you're not talking about using the dumb thing. Not that you probably could. Maybe you could? Oh, I guess maybe you can't because you're not actually there.
Just understand, you may not come back from this.
This is hardly the most dangerous thing I've ever done. I do 3
Make sure you made
impossible
your peace.
and my carrots. I tried to do 3 impossible things before lunch. At least when this suit fit, I did.
Yeah, you should maybe try to dial that back to 1 or 2.
You know, I mean, I'm in my 40s now.
Ease back into it.
We'll see. Besides, I got you with
I
me.
know you a little bit. You talk big when you're nervous.
Who's nervous?
Can I get Nolan and Sophia to give me perception and alertness checks?
Yes, sir.
Difficulty 6.
Perception, alertness. Oh, that's only 9 dice. Fucking traitor dice is what they are. Hold on, that was cocked. God damn it. God damn it. Does astute apply?
It does.
2! I had got enough ones that I failed, but that 10 turned into a 10 and a 7. Oh, thank God.
Cool. Good. Nolan and Sophia and Zero and Michaela. None of them notice that someone's missing. And I'm going to call game there.
Oh, balls.
Yeah, Mateo. Yeah, Mateo.
Oh, good.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine,
Everything
it's
is fine. Everything is fine.
Mateo's going to the control panel and dealing with it.
Also, Nolan
At
is.
least he didn't talk down to
Nol-
Tegan.
Wait, so was that a nobody noticed?
That is a nobody noticed that someone's missing.
Even with 4 successes?
Uh-huh.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh God, the balls wasn't
So
in
I'm not going
character.
to tell you why. I'm not going to tell you why this is necessarily, but I was rolling more than 10 dice. Significantly more than
Jesus.
10 dice.
Oh, it's fine. This is fine.
Everything's
This is fine.
Yeah, what alien entity did we just bring into the heart of control?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was Al.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
No more tabby paw pies for
That's
me before
fine.
breakfast. There you go, Robin. You've finally been in a mage LARP, because that's what a mage LARP is. A lot of tense arguing. Sometimes
It's
with me,
true.
sometimes with me whispering in people's ears to make them argue louder.
A lot of emotions. Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
My God.
Also,
but-
like a couple things of that in IRL tweak Robin a little bit, which was just like extra fuel for the fire.
Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
I was having to
As
juggle the
they-
fact that Nolan has intelligence 4, but like perception 6 right now. And it was like basically going evil Walter. Or at least angry.
Yep.
But also having the
That
fucking
was
soft heart.
weaponizing what he knew against Tegan.
Yeah.
That was- There's
Still filtering it through the soft heart flaw too. That was a toughie.
Right.
How to
Yeah.
gently tell you to get fucked.
but at the
Oh,
same time,
I don't think it was gentle. Tegan's not thinking some good things in that ship right now. She should not be left alone
No.
with the ship.
yeah.
It was gentle compared to what was going on in Kelly's brain.
Meanwhile, I think most of you didn't necessarily notice that Sophia is just like, well, we're fucked. We're all dying. I guess might as well take everybody out while we go.
Oh,
And that's what Tegan
He's
was
looking at this and is like, oh my god, this is more than we can handle. I guess we can try and smoke their wheel on the way out, but that's about it. We're fucked.
so I don't think
I'm
Winston.
damage control, not this level of damage control.
God.
Right?
I cannot control catastrophe. I only control damage.
So
Yeah.
when's our next / potentially last game? It's on the 4th.
August 4th. Yeah. And we won't, unfortunately not have Traz that day, but I'll find out some of Zero's intentions, and Zero will just...
This is where Zero looks at the group and goes,
Have some
peace,
peace.
and
I
fades
mean,
out into the
we could also do it.
off.
We could also do it on the 11th or something.
Right now.
Well,
We'll look.
because there's probably going to be a final episode, and then there's going to have to be potentially a debrief session, and so then I'm running out of time, right? Before.
yes.
So, yeah.
We'll look at it.
Before the 4th.
Yeah, we'll look at it. We have August 4th at least booked, and then we'll figure out what's happening.
Yeah, random. That's more like what Tegan's thinking. Instead of letting Nolan get to the control panel first.
Who's the irrational one now?
Oh boy.
Both of you. Holy
Both of
shit.
us are irrational.
Watching two emotionally distorted people arguing from different points of distortion, and they were not lining up.
Yeah.
This was incompatible marauder territory.
Who's a marauder? Not me. Hey, Jen, thanks for an
Oh,
intense
boy.
game of Mage. It's rare to be on this side of
welcome.
it.
Yep.
Aside
It's
from
weird to be on this side of it.
right, isn't it? It's kind of fun. You kind of watch it. You're just like, I don't know how to do shit.
I'm like, where do I break in? Like,
Well, because you don't want
Popcorn like me, wait.
the worst thing to do,
Like
like
Krista.
the worst feeling as a storyteller is the moment where you like start to cut in the middle of what's about to be an explosive fight, and you're just like, I'm just gonna let it happen. Just let the dogs fight. You don't get in the middle. It's like two dogs on leashes. Like just let it happen. Don't put your hands in the middle, because you don't want to depower that momentum, and you don't want to get bit. I love it.
Right.
The whole time I was thinking, I'm like, no one's mentioned Mateo in a bit. I'm like,
oh, I know. I was like, I'm gonna ask Mateo what he think. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to explaining some stuff with Mateo.
I'm very intrigued by Mateo.
Jen gave me the dice pool.
I was wondering why you were rolling the dice, Draz. I saw you rolling dice at one point, and I was like, what the hell is going on here?
No. Yeah, well, that was for Zero to notice, because Zero had surveillance up. Zero also did not get enough successes.
I just know where Tegan went.
So I've opened my prop for tonight, folks, and I don't think it's going to last until next game. So would you guys like to see my secret weapon for tonight that I was going to use? I think I'm going, you know what? Can I say that I snuck this into Tegan's pocket before she teleported?
I don't think you're getting close to her.
You handed me my jacket back.
Close. Yeah, but that was before the argument.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't think you would have managed to get close enough to her.
Tegan wouldn't have let you close to her. She would have punched you in the face. Like, she was ready to punch you.
Oh my god.
Show it to the camera closer.
It's a llama. It's a marshmallow llama. Just give it to you and like use a mind tube effect to make you chill the fuck out. Look, it's an anti-drama llama.
There we go.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning.
I will say that I was gonna say that with Mateo and just kind of vanishing, you did have a chance to notice, but unfortunately there were some things in play that but considering how many dice I rolled for it, I still got a number of successes that you could technically have beaten, especially Nolan, but
yep.
Alas, no.
Alas, no.
We were a little busy having emotional
damage.
Emotional damage.
I may have spammed Traz with that GIF like before this game.
A few times.
Yep. And Heather was so focused with consulting and at like cool calculations and void engineer stuff with Michaela that she wasn't paying attention to what Mateo was doing. She thought Sophia was watching him.
Sophia was like, I'm shy as fuck to the point where I have the shy flaw and I am having to listen to this fucking argument. What the fuck?
You mean Christine?
I want to be here. I knelt her to the wall. Sophia taking Nolan's side in the argument. Tegan was like, well, I should have just stayed away from you guys. Like, well, fuck. I was alone and left in space for a while. This is the first time I've seen you guys.
Yep.
Where it was like,
and then this shit.
Yeah. Sophia is seeing Tegan acting incredibly irrationally. Like, because whatever, like, you've been explaining in the chat, it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You're not saying that, though.
It's true.
Oh, no. You're not saying any of that. Yeah. So Sophia can only go off of what she's hearing you say, which is...
and say, like, it almost killed me. I don't want any of you to go through that. But, yes.
Yeah, you have the inner dialogue.
Especially initially. It's like, it was like, no, you're not allowed to touch it. I was like, does it fuck with her?
Have you ever had the experience of telling Nolan not to touch something where it turned out well? You should have just said, yeah, Nolan, go ahead. And he would have been like, maybe later.
Chance. He was talking, and you were using that kind of crazy, irrational voice with him wanting to go to the control panel, and that's why Tegan was instantly like, no, because you used your like eccentric Nolan voice, and I was like, oh, he's unhinged right now.
Nolan's always unhinged.
Speaking, no, there's a difference. There's a difference.
Which is funny because like I was just like, Oh, well, now
I
he's
know
definitely gonna touch
must
it.
have made it not better by saying, well, what if you just put her in one of the Tegan clones?
And I was like, I don't
And
want
then
to.
him going, ew. I don't want to go get something that heals my form. It's like, wow, just slap me while I'm down.
I don't
Nolan.
want to.
Fuck.
He doesn't want to have sex with Tegan. He doesn't want to smooth.
We have progenitors and magic.
Well, he just needs to make.
But also,
You, I'll
seems
find a
like
better
a-
form that attracts me. You used form, not even body. You're like form that is more attractive to me.
Mwah. Good night, everybody.
Ouch. Clinical.
We've got to decompress.
We gotta decompress. Hey, thank you everybody who tuned in to watch this live. If you're watching this later off of Patreon, what the hell are you doing with your life? Get on our Patreon, damn it. Get on our level and you can get a bunch of additional content. By the time this airs, there's gonna be even more additional content. Descend into Avernus is gonna be there if you like your D&D.
You could have seen this like a whole year ago.
Yeah, by the rate that I post these things, there's going to be probably another Technocracy game or Mage 99. There's going to be a lot of great stuff. There's going to be the Rap of Old Gods of Appalachia. There's likely a Scion game. And then, as we've announced in other places, there's a Fallout game coming. So what are you doing? Get on there. Go watch some cool shit. Join the likes of my mom. She's a divine producer. Hi, Mom. Join the likes of our demonic producers, Precarious, Mysterium MK, and Sorcerer Sanguine. Our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, Karasha Urquhart. Our Monster Maker, Soul Omen. Our High Council of the Patreon, Taryn, Dustin, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Chef Eladeth, Larouk, Mike Baxter, Iridian, Brian Kaler, Nerdy Metal Jet, Kelowna Curd. They are the coolest people. So join them right now over on the Patreon, as well as all of the other rad people. And we will see you in episode 16. Good night, everybody. Oof. I need more of this llama. Good night.
Big woof. Big woof.
We're out.
Big wolf.
This is not good. It's not good.